Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Feeding a Curious Mind. My name's John Pullen and I'm an author of fiction and non-fiction. The episode we're going to talk about today is quite one which most of us might say, yeah, I'd like it. Can we live forever? Over the years, there are legends of people looking for such a thing. The elixir for life, the fountain of youth. To my knowledge, they've never been found. The rich and powerful try to, these days, freeze themselves after they die, in the hope that sometime in the future they can be reanimated and back to the land of the living. We shall see. Now, how can we extend life seriously? Medical research now all around the world is looking at this particular subject. One of the main aging processes we find in our cells. Now, our cells die and are replaced as we go through life. Within each cell, there's DNA, which is our blueprint. Now, when a cell reproduces itself, then there are quite often small changes. Now, those small changes can damage the DNA within each cell. So to protect that, each DNA within the cell has a little tail to it. This is called a telomere. The longer the telomere, the more chance you will have a longer life. So when a cell divides, reproduces, then if instead of there being damaged the DNA, the telomere has a little bit of it cut off. And every time the cell divides and reproduces, a little bit more of that telomere tail is cut away until there's none left. When there's none left, the cell will then die or reproduce wrongly in its own way, and that means that we undergo the natural process of aging. So one of the aims of medical research is to see whether or not we can maintain the length of our telomeres. There at the moment is a particular drug called a telomerase. It's still experimental. It's hoped that maybe in the future it may help to elongate our life. What do we mean by elongation of our life? To be honest, scientists in this field genuinely believe that within the next few decades we will extend life to 150 years. At the moment, about 110 years, 115, that sort of thing, is probably the longest we're looking at. I think perhaps in history 122 is the oldest, so it's quite a jump to extend to 150 years, but they feel quite positive about it. But in the meantime, is there anything we can do, lifestyle wise or whatever, to extend our lives? You won't be surprised to find out that it's the usual things, such as no smoking, eat a healthy diet, do plenty of exercise, and keep your stress levels down. So any of these things are possible in the future. But I'll ask you one thing. If you try it and it works, please invite me to your 150th birthday.